Shalom, family. I hope you all can hear me. True Roy, I was trying to reach out to you this morning, but I couldn't get you. You're more than welcome to be on the panel. I invited LVZ, and hopefully he'll be here, you know. But if you want to come on the panel, I can send you a link. We're just going to talk about what happened at Uvalde, where the police stood outside for a whole hour when the shots were being fired before they went in because they were waiting for backup, which took an hour to get there. So by the time they did go in there, the children were dead. And if y'all remember, the same thing happened at Parkland. You had the service officer and 3 deputies riding around in golf carts when the when the shots were fired. Hey, shalom, LVZ. How you doing?
Shalom, sis. What's going on? Just chilling.
All right. True Royal, I'm going to send you the invite to your email. All right, hold on 1 minute, LVZ. How you doing today?
I'm good.
You're good?
Look, I was thinking this morning, I said, a whole hour? Oh no, we got to talk about this.
Yeah, but you know what, LVZ? These cops, let's be real. Police officers in America, you know what, LVZ, police officers in America are cowards. See, they only want to run up on you when they know you're unarmed, and then they want to be Billy Badass with a gun, you know? And this is how it's always been. We can look even before this. Look at what happened with Micah Johnson. They sent a robot in. They were too cowardly to go in that parking garage and get him.
You know what I thought, though, when they were talking? Look, I said that in my first video about this. The police, the first day that this happened, everybody made a concerted effort to say, man, it would have been worse. Man, the police responded on time. I said, they letting you know that they didn't respond on time just from the way they acting.
See, they're scared when somebody can fire back at them. That's what it is. But see, as long as they're stopping an unarmed black man walking down the street or in a car, they're Billy Badass. And see, they want you to get out of the car. You know why they want you out of that car? They want you out of that car just so when they do shoot you, they can say they feared for their life. You were coming after them. Yep. They were that's why they want you out of that car. Because then they want to have a reason to justify why they shot you. Oh no, he came charging towards me. You know, they be making up all that mess. It's a little harder to say that mess if you're behind the wheel. That's why they want you out of that car.
All right. Look what they did to Mike Brown.
Well, yeah, and look
Think about Mike Brown.
Yeah, and Christopher Dorner.
Right. They let Mike Brown sit out there. Yeah. They let Mike Brown sit out there for 6 hours, y'all.
Yes, on the ground.
Without letting the ambulance come get him. So this is just par for the course. What I want to know is this. Okay, Latino community. How cowardly are y'all? Because it's no fucking way I'm going to be standing outside the school and the police going to tell me I can't go in and save my kid. Why they doing this?
Told parents, because they said parents were up there too. And they said the parents were even saying, we'll storm the building with you.
Right.
We'll storm the building with the police.
Right. They just going to have to shoot me in the parking lot and explain why a parent got shot trying to go in to save his kid.
But let's talk about the history. Now, that picture that I had on as my avatar, that was Scott Peterson. That was the service officer down there when the Parkland High School shooting took place. Yeah. And he drove around in a golf cart with 3 other deputies just riding. They heard those shots because if you remember, Nick Cruz, he shot a couple of people outside the building before he walked in. Y'all remember that, right? So he would have had to hear those shots. And then you can see him driving from one side to the other, just riding around and around like he on a golf course or something, instead of taking his ass, and he was armed and shooting Nick Cruz. But this is the nature of American cops, y'all. It's not just these incidents. This is the nature of these cops. See, when you can go toe to toe, they're very hesitant to go and mess with you. See, that's why Dylan Roof told you he wasn't going in the hood. Because, see, those guys are packing. He didn't want to go up against them because they would have took him out. He wouldn't have had a chance to leave the hood.
Right.
These white guys are cool as long as they got a soft target. But if the target is not a soft one, you see how fast they back down?
They let this little Richard Ramirez, Night Stalker looking motherfucker, let off a whole rack of rounds. And look, they lied about everything, Lisa. Now come to find out, they talk about he barricaded himself in one classroom. But they said they found 4 dead kids in 4 different classrooms.
Right. Yeah, they're not telling the truth about this at all. And most of the kids that got killed, they were huddled together on the floor, and he took them out that way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, where what schools need to learn how to do, if you got somebody that have intruded in the building, because I know all of our classrooms when I was coming up had back doors. Y'all need to just learn how to come together and just go out the back door. All of our classrooms here in New Jersey got a back door from the classroom where everybody can just walk out the door. And you need to learn how to tell these students that if you hear anything, run out the nearest exit. You probably can save more lives that way. But I'm just, they stood in the lot, y'all, while the shooting was going on for an hour.
Right.
An hour.
Right.
And I heard there were cops nearby that Buffalo store.
Yeah,
they hesitated.
Yeah, that black dude. That black dude did what he was supposed to do. Apparently, black security guards got more bravery than your white race soldier.
Yeah. Justin March, thank you so much for the super sticker. True Royal, if you want to come on the panel, I sent you the link. Yes, and see, ladies and gentlemen, these cops are not what you think. And you know what? This is, if we're looking at the Bible, this is Revelation 21, verse 8. Okay, because our Father don't like cowards. That's one thing that is stressed in the Bible. He don't like cowards. He don't like no damn coward. But these cops are turned, and we all saw this in these cops. We all saw this in these cops with other incidents. But
that's my thing.
Yeah, Christopher Dorner really revealed it when they were scared to death of going in that cabinet after him. And they set it on fire.
I gotta say this to the Latino community.
Go for
it. So what y'all gonna do? You know this. I feel sorry for the loss of life of innocent children. I'm never for that. But what I will say is this was Latino and Latino crime, and y'all white supremacist paymasters made y'all stand there and watch the execution of y'all kids. What y'all about to do about it?
How you doing?
I'm doing fine.
What's that, True?
Wait a minute. I gotta do something here. Where I'm getting the feed. Damn. Give me just a moment.
Okay. So yeah, you're right. They literally watch their people die. But see, and another thing that tells you these folks are cowardly. You notice how when they want to attack you, they sneak up on you, just like they did to them people in the grocery store. See, he wasn't going in no hood. That's why he went in the grocery store, killing a bunch of old ladies, shopping families.
Right. I mean, this is how I look at these two different situations. You got a white guy who look for soft targets. You know, now black neighborhoods, y'all don't have to worry about no white guy coming into your school trying to shoot your kids.
No.
Because they already know you look at them motherfuckers suspicious for being in the neighborhood. So we don't have to worry about that. But what I will say is this: we seeing a vast difference, not only in the coverage, because of course I'm with y'all. They ain't say forgive.
No.
But I did see this today, Lisa. Did y'all see the mother of the killer come on TV and tell the Latino community to forgive her son? Don't judge him. He had his reasons.
No. Whenever somebody is dead, that person judged your children before they killed them.
Right.
And this is worth life and living. So no, if you're gonna judge my child and kill them, I'm a judge. No, I'm a judge all I want.
Right.
You're having feedback.
Okay. Hold on. All right.
Yeah, that shit was crazy. Yeah, I can hear you.
Are y'all getting feedback?
No, I can hear you.
Okay, I'll wait till you and then I'll speak.
All right. I got off. Hold on one second.
LVZ, check yours too. Please.
Okay.
Yeah, I got everything.
Shoot. I'm on headphones.
Damn.
I'm on headphones.
Okay.
Now it sounds better.
Okay.
All right, hold on.
You said sound better now.
Let me see.
I can't really hear no echo because, like I said, I'm on headphones.
Where we getting this feedback? Okay. Everything you said is doubling and echoing.
I don't hear it, y'all.
Okay.
And I have everything on. I have everything on mute. And I'm getting a kind of a weird.
You know what? It could be StreamYard.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't necessarily have to be you.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm about to say, because StreamYard sometimes will just take me the hell off.
Yeah, they've done it to me too, LVZ. Yeah, I got it.
High sound.
I can go out and come back in.
Damn echo.
Hit that button where it say echo cancellation and cut it off or on to see if that
there's no echo. There's no echo on your phone. But it's coming through me and Lisa.
They hating on y'all.
We already know the.
I'm trying to figure that shit out though. How can your mother after
hold on, y'all. I'm gonna leave it. Hold on.
Okay.
All right.
So did you see that True Roar this morning?
Well, somebody said LV on. He has to send his mic to his headphone. I'm pretty sure LVZ know what to do. All he do is live stream.
Yeah, y'all can hear me. Y'all can hear me, right? Can y'all hear me?
Now,
can you hear me?
I hear.
Can y'all hear me?
You hear me?
Now it's coming.
It's coming back.
Can y'all hear me now?
Just got to be StreamYard because I don't have nothing on.
Me either.
Nothing.
I got everything on mute.
Yeah, it's got to be StreamYard.
Can people hear me? I'm talking like shit.
I don't hear no echo on your part, LVZ. Hello, testing.
Okay, we just lost LVZ.
Okay, now LVZ is gone. Now we don't hear the feedback.
Okay.
So they was hating on him.
Yeah.
Well, he's gonna come back.
Yeah,
I want to add something. Yeah, we are still in retrograde, so always expect outbursts. And remember,
can y'all hear me now?
Yes.
You know what happened, LVZ?
Okay.
When you stepped out, the echo left.
Yeah, because they just muted me somehow, and I was talking like a motherfucker, couldn't nobody hear me.
Okay. All right,
Okay.
Queen. I was trying to reach you earlier, and there's something else I got to talk to you about a little later. But
Okay.
what do you think about these cops that stood outside of this elementary school for an hour?
I had picked up on it yesterday when I had did my video, and technically it was over an hour. They said it was 94 minutes. And the reason why I didn't jump on real quick, me and my husband was watching CNN, and they getting ready to do these pigs are getting ready to do a news conference, and they're lying because I'm listening to those babies, and those children are telling the gospel truth. Those children said they waited 2 hours. Nothing happened. They were huddled up. One girl was smart enough to crawl over to one next to her friends and smear blood all over her and play dead. He was in there for a long time, having free range in that joker. So just listen to them babies. So they gonna sit up there and say them babies don't know what was going down. Can you imagine in a situation like that? Because I've been around a bunch of gunfire. 2 or 3 minutes seem like a lifetime. So can you imagine what those 2 hours were? I'm going by
hour and a half. Yeah.
I'm listening to them babies and them children.
Yeah, we know these cops don't do nothing but lie. But the point I was making to LVZ, Queen, before you came on, is we've seen this cowardice in other incidents too. We were talking about Micah Johnson, Christopher Dorner. It seems like when somebody can fire back, with weapons, they are scared as hell. But as long as there's some unarmed Tyrone walking down the street, or Pookie is behind the wheel of the car, they Billy badass because they know you don't have a weapon, Correct. And so they all big and bad and tough as long as you don't have a weapon. But as soon as somebody is in a building shooting up people, they scared. And I
don't know how in good conscience somebody could be at a elementary school with babies in it. You hearing the gunfire.
Right, but that same thing happened, if you remember, the Parkland shooting.
Yeah.
Cruz, same thing. They had a service officer. He was just driving around in a golf cart with 3 other deputies the whole time the shooting was going on. He heard them shots. That's why
you know what they do.
He heard it.
I'm gonna tell you what they doing. They hear them shots. Rap. Oh God, he's got a gun. Might as well wait for him to run out of bullets. Then they see a black person. He's got a wallet. Get the AK-47.
Yeah. But see, you know what? We are in that time of revealing, and you're going to see more of these police departments getting caught up as cowards.
Now look at
this is one of many.
You're absolutely right, Lisa. Because look at what Biden move that he just made, and look at how. Because, like you said, we are in the age of exposure, and the cops are not looked at favorably at all. I mean, throughout the United States, they don't even have enough, and people don't want those jobs. They don't want them jobs.
Right.
You got, and then what they did was, but they pulled the guns on the parents. Yes, the other day.
Yeah,
they
were threatening. I heard they were threatening to even taser the parents.
Yeah, they did. They pulled in the dirt, and they would have had to shoot fucking me. I'm sorry.
I would have got my child out of there, even if I had to run
the fuck up out of there. They shooting me going in. They gonna have to explain. Well, why did you kill a parent? He was trying to go in and stop the shooter.
You didn't kill the active shooter. You killed a parent.
You know what? I was thinking of when you were speaking of LVZ. I remember a couple of this was well over 20 years ago. Over in the hood in Oakland, West Oakland, the word was out that it was a white man in the girls' bathroom at an elementary school, you should have seen who showed up at that school real quick. Them Ray Rays and Pookies showed up at that school. That school was full of us. Them brothers that be hanging on them streets was at that school. And before the parents, the word got out to the parents, that school was saturated. And it just happened that, thank goodness nothing happened to the little girl. And she got the word out that it was a white man in the bathroom. And we handled that real quick, fast, in a hurry.
Yeah, I'm about to say
that's the thing. That's why, if you notice, they don't come. Them white supremacists won't come in the heart of the hood and try to pull something.
Oh no!
They fear those armed black men. Let's face it, we got a lot of armed black men, whether legal or illegal. But we got a lot of armed black men in the hood, and they know it. They know it. They won't dare come on no hood street and start some shit.
Let me give y'all a instance of when this happened. So this is after a while after Columbine, a couple of years after Columbine. A friend of mine, KP.
LVZ, I don't hear you no more.
He'll come back. I wanted to tell you something else, tell the family something else that happened the day of the shooting. Up here in Oakland, California, there was rapid fire around a...
Am I back?
LVZ, yeah. We did not hear everything you said.
We didn't hear nothing, LVZ.
They muted me. Look, this happened in 2001, 2, right? A buddy of mine that worked at a barbershop named KP, his sister got jumped at my old high school, Sutler High School. So he calls up there, say, I need to speak to my sister. Now, this is a black-run school, so they like, no, you can't speak to the kids. We got it under control. He said, and I quote, man, if y'all don't let me talk to my sister and let me know if she okay, I'm going to make Columbine look like a nursery. Do y'all know that the police was at this motherfucker's job in 5 minutes arresting him for terroristic threats?
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. See, now they're doing their job, unquote.
Yeah, that's because it's on us. It's on a black man. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. Now you want to do your job.
But I wanted to tell y'all something so I don't lose my train of thought. The day of the shooting, me and my husband was watching the news, and in the hood at an elementary school, they heard gunfire. Well, naturally, the officials at the school, panicked because they heard all this gunfire and they just knew what went down literally hours after this had happened. Check this out. There was a off-duty cop in the hood having gun battle with some brothers around that school. That sucker was over there getting drugs and got caught up, and you should have seen all them cops out there. Now they ain't saying nothing on the nothing in the news. Just wanted to put that out there. How these folks be getting down? Oh, they be lurking through our neighborhoods.
Yeah. DP, thank you for becoming a new member. And there was one more that I saw. Shirley J. Baker, thank you so much for the super sticker. If I did not say anything, thank you. The Only Lioness, thank you so much for the super chat. Just when you thought it couldn't become more horrific, the world is watching America. God bless the babies, the teachers, their families, all survivors fully receive any assistance they need. Yeah,
Lisa,
I mean,
what? Lisa, you had revealed to us after the shooting in other countries, their mass shootings. And did you see how, and I put up the footage, did you see how they got up in Cruz's ass and he got angry? And he had the nerve.
Yeah, that man over from.
But you know what is even funnier? Thank you, Mark Stewart, for the super chat. Keep it up, 100, Lisa. Thank you. No, I want you to also take notice. Now, when that shooting happened, a lot of people were talking about the shooter. They were talking about the police. They were talking about the school and the students, right? I went on yesterday and I showed how many shootings America have, school shootings in comparison to other countries. Do you know the very next day, all these news agencies were doing the same thing.
Doing the same thing. I saw it.
That was after I showed my live stream.
I saw that. I saw it. Then they started talking about this don't happen nowhere else. I said, well, Lisa said that earlier the fucking day.
That right there proves they are watching
us.
They are watching us.
Now watch they talk about this, Lisa. Watch they talk about this, Lisa.
Yeah.
How they been saying since day one. Because I kept saying that. I said, man, why they keep harping on? We were there on time. I mean, we got there quickly. The police should be heralded because only 20. I said, only 21.
Right.
I said, what the fuck? I said, why they keep saying that? Man, they keep saying that. Something about to come out. And then all of a sudden, this comes out today.
Right.
Well, you know what?
Hold on 1 second. Loveline, thank you so much for the super sticker. Go ahead.
When I was watching CNN this morning, they said that there were they named off the different police agencies, the Border Patrol, the local police, the feds. They had all these different jurisdictions of police there, and they saying who was in charge. Who was in charge? Y'all are trained to protect and serve. Fuck who
you don't do it. They don't do it, but they're trained to do it, but they always fail to do their job, though.
So you got to tell somebody what you naturally do to us, blast us unarmed, claiming you fear for your life. You got on a bulletproof vest. You got a taser. You got a gun. You got...
And sometimes they got a canine, too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I mean, they got pepper spray and everything, and you naturally know what to do to us. And then all of them just stood out there with them babies. And like they said, one parent told the cops, we'll go in there with y'all.
Right. They said they would storm the building with the police.
No, they start pulling guns on them. Yeah. They even took one parent and shoved them on the ground and manhandled that person.
See, they But now you see, ladies and gentlemen, now you see what the Black community have been saying all along. Thank you, Tiki, for the super sticker. The police are the root of all of these problems in the country.
See,
now they're going to be forced to see it. They're going to be forced to see the shit now.
See, the thing is, others, and I spoke of this on my channel yesterday, other races of people sit back smugly and watch Black men get shut up in the streets of America, and they don't think that they can be touched. This is the side effect of America. America's foundation is built on peer violence. Why in other countries you got zero mass shootings? Zero.
Right, at schools. But America act like this can't be contained.
They don't think that they can be
other countries are showing you we don't have these issues. But then most of those countries, see, the gun laws in America are very lackadaisical. And it's this way because of the white man. See, the white man needs to feel empowered by carrying big guns and be menacing out on the streets. They allow
That's the way they could be menacing.
Countries where you see it low, they don't allow that shit like they do here in America.
Yeah,
Lioness of Ahaya, he was not American white, but he was white. That boy was white. He was white. Look, that boy came here with the white American dream. I want y'all to understand.
And listen, on the U.S. Census, he's white.
Exactly. So
they sure count him as white just so they can get the most resources.
Right. He just American white. He just wasn't American white. But this is what I had to say about that too. Look, I noticed on the TV, they bringing a bunch of their Spanish reverends to say, I don't know about gun control, but all we need is Jesus.
Yeah, we'll go right ahead. Yeah, we'll go right ahead because white Jesus ain't gonna do squat for you.
Sure.
Hey, I'm telling you, that's what they've been saying on TV. I said, ooh, this is.
But you know what?
I said, see this.
Many of them are Catholic. Many of them are also brainwashed when it comes down to religion. Now we get on our black people, our black men and women for that mess, but they are just as poisoned in the head as black folks are.
Yes, they are.
They really are.
Yes, they are. Because yesterday on CNN and MSNBC, I saw a bunch of Hispanic or Latino, or whatever you want to call them, preachers talk about, all we need is the Lord Jesus Christ, and he will bring us through. The Lord Jesus will. I'm like, man, all you need is a 45 and make sure your kid's okay.
They'll get a clear understanding.
Let the Pope show up in Mexico and watch how many of them will show out there by the thousands. They are really into that stuff.
But they got the Pope guarded. They got him driving in that little cart, and that's bulletproof. So what does that tell you?
Well, what does that tell you? They try to say he's Christ on earth, and we know all the sex molestation. Queen, just the other day, I was looking at those Native children that were massacred. You should see how many photos there are with the nuns and the priests with those kids that they slaughtered. I mean, that church is nothing. You know, if you want to talk about the worst crimes coming out of the church, then look at the Catholic Church.
Oh, yeah.
Big time. There's no crime they haven't committed.
And I mean, let's talk about it. And what community did this just happen to? The Latino community?
Yep.
You find a lot of child molesters in that community, y'all.
Oh, yeah. LVZ.
Rapists too. Rapists too, LVZ. Rapists too.
Speaking on something real deep, LVZ, when I was working construction all those years, a lot of times those Mexican dudes would disappear and say, I'm going back to the old country. And one Mexican explained to me, he said what they're doing is they're going to go get their wives. They'll meet girls at 12 or 13 years old.
Gotta wait till she's 18 to come here, but they'll bring them over when she's 16, pregnant than a motherfucker.
16.
Yeah,
and they'll give the family money. They'll give the family money, to protect her virginity and stuff. And then they'll bring her back to America. They don't want her to go to school. They don't want her to learn how to drive. All she do is cook and clean and have babies.
And get pregnant.
And it's a lot of pedophilia in that community. A lot of it. They don't see nothing wrong with going up in a 12-year-old or anything. But they be picking their wives. Them half of the time, them kids be 10, 11 years old. They still be having that stuff popping off. Ain't nothing new.
Well, Latino community, they giving y'all the Negro treatment. I feel bad for your kids, but if your parents ain't gonna stand up for you, man, I hate to say it. Look, I said that shit to Jabari because this what bothered me about it. All them kids are Jabari's age. Yeah. Everybody that got killed was my son's age. So I'm hurt the first day. I'm like, ain't this a bitch?
Yeah, you know what? And I'm glad you brought that up. First of all, let me thank somebody. Princess Lily, thank you for the super sticker. When I post this story, LVZ, it bothered me. One of my subscribers, it wasn't everybody, maybe two, were like, well, I ain't black. I don't care. That's not the point. The point of the matter is Black people do have children in the schools. And it just goes to show you these schools are not protected. You're going to have to look beyond the fact that they're Latino kids. Even your Black child in these schools, they're not protected. Anybody can storm in them buildings with weapons.
Thank you. And
Lisa, why are you looking beyond that, talking about it ain't my issue? What the hell is wrong with some of y'all?
I was about to say, for whoever said that ignorant shit, you know the first thing I thought when I said, damn, Latino kids go to school with my kid.
That's right.
Even though I got Right, our schools are predominantly black, but now Latino kids go. It's one or two white kids. I worry about that shit.
Yes.
Yeah.
And any parent does. I worried about it when my son was in them schools.
And our children
I worried the hell about it a lot.
See, we've always been the target. Day one, we always been the target. That's why I keep overemphasizing that others be watching this shit on unquote the news, and they smugly don't think that they can be touched. You are not even safe in your home. We have showed examples where we are asleep in the bed, minding our
and they come get you.
And then these motherfuckers gonna sit up here and say that they fear for their life and they get away with it.
Yeah.
And then listen to what True Raw at least just said to y'all. Motherfucker, you ain't safe nowhere. And I want y'all to think about what you just said. We always the target. Man, in Columbine, it was 9 black kids. Remember, they killed one of them, and the girl said, and then he shot the black kid just because he was black.
Right.
So, no. Yeah, don't say no shit like that. Because understand, if it's a school shooting, if it's 3 black kids in the school, Dave Chappelle even said it, man, your chances are bad.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But the
Mr.
one thing,
Lawrence, thank you for the super chat. This shows the world how cowardly these race soldiers truly is. Now the world know. Yeah, I mean, come on, we knew from past incidents. We knew they were a bunch of damn cowards.
Well, the one thing that keeps standing out to me is now we gonna hear the big lie. They giving a news conference as I speak.
Yeah, I know.
As I speak, but I'm listening to them kids. So them cops are looking even worse because they're gonna discredit what those children experience. I remember being 10 years old.
I think they're going to try to dance around the issue.
Yeah, they're going to dance around.
The bottom line is, even if they lie or not, at this point, they look terrible.
Yeah, they look real bad. And that's what they doing. They talking about, oh, we got in there in 4 minutes. 4 minutes, my ass.
You know how much and that's a bad answer. You know how many kids you could, LVZ, you got an AK, right?
Right.
How many kids do you think you can kill? I'm just asking a question, hypothetical. How many kids do you think you can kill in 4 minutes?
Well, you figure that weapon can fire off like 30 rounds in less than a minute.
Right.
So even with bad accuracy, I could get about 5 in half a minute.
Okay.
Multiply that times.
Hypothetically, you could technically wipe out about
20 kids in 4 minutes.
20 to 40 kids.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. They at least getting shot. And remember, these are little bodies. Right. These are not big people.
Damn. So even that, saying 4 minutes, that's a bad answer.
Mm-hmm.
You know how many kids you can wipe out in 4 minutes before they decide to go in there?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when they're dealing with us unarmed, they act like it's some big urgency.
Mm-hmm.
But when there is...
You think about how many cops was on... Oh, my bad, Lisa. Listen, how many cops was on motherfucking Eric Garner by the time he put his hands up, y'all? And did it take 4 minutes? And them motherfuckers was on foot, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How many unarmed black men that they put hundreds of bullets in, talking about they fear for their lives?
Right. And that's the point, So like I told LVZ before you came on, I said they got a lot of smoke as long as they know you're black and unarmed. Mm-hmm. Oh, they got to deal with you right now. Oh, they got to kill you right now. You're a threat. They got to do it right now. But then when some mass shooter is up in a store or in a school, they don't have that same sense of urgency.
Yeah, and when they're sworn in as officers, they are there to protect and serve. And they did not protect and serve whatsoever.
And they took that little bastard, that racist bastard from that supermarket. He did not get a scratch or a hair out of place when they arrested him.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yes, Kimmy M. It didn't take him a second to roll up on Tamir Rice with that
No,
play,
it
did it?
sure didn't.
Yeah,
And
he got killed in 3 seconds.
he
Mhm.
wasn't scared to shoot him.
Sure wasn't.
Yeah, wasn't care to took his sister and sling her around and throw her in the squad car. And then this cop is still out, and all he ever want to be is a cop. And that dude, they said even when he was training to be a cop, he was crying and shaking and all of that. And they were still trying to push him through to be a cop.
Look at the other incident that happened with that African dude from the Congo, that Lyoya.
Yeah.
Lyoya. And the cop pumped that bullet right in the back of his head. And he was another unarmed person. That incident should never have happened. But see, when they're dealing with us, all of a sudden they're over the top. Where's that over the top attitude when you're dealing with a mass shooter?
Right.
They won't even get the damn police dog out on the mass shooter. They won't even do that.
Yeah.
I have seen them have the canine bite up a black guy and then say, oh, they didn't find nothing on him. But now for the rest of his life, he's all scarred up.
Right. Keeson has a good point when he says that but I want him to understand the Border Patrol agent that rushed him and killed him. You said he had a kid in the school. That was another thing that was going on. They said that officers was going in the schools, bringing their kids out.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they had time to go in the school when he was shooting and rescue. Oh, my kid isn't in that class. That's good.
Right.
Okay, so let them keep racking them off.
Wow.
Right.
Wow.
Hey, all I'm going to say is this. Again, Latino community, you won't have a bunch of black people protesting on your behalf, but you won't have black people celebrating like this is a good thing. We do not condone this, but what we will say is this: y'all better do something. Because look, from the looks of things, if all I'm gonna say is this: if this was our people, we gonna be riding on them police, because it looked like this just my tinfoil kufi. It looked like they felt like this was a school full of, like somebody just put in the chat room, firstborn Americans.
Yeah.
And they was like, let them do the deed.
Yeah. You know what, LVZ, I want to say one more thing, and I'm glad that a lot more is coming out about this story, but I want to say this one thing. I've done videos on black men that were killed unarmed, that were no threat to the police and no defense, but I've had some of you Latinos come on my chat and said, that person deserve it. Some of you Latinos on here have done the same thing that white people do. When one of us get killed and we do a video, you'll bring your Latino ass in my comment section and then talk about, well, they should have complied and they should have, they got what they deserve. Y'all have done that mess too. It ain't just white people that do it. Y'all do that mess too.
Yes, you have. Hey, everybody knows.
You don't see us trying to clown you out when your kids got killed, but y'all won't hesitate to come over to a black channel and do the same thing that white people do, is make mockery of our deaths. And I'm going to say it.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm glad you did. Because everybody knows it's a so-called white Latino to be trolling my channel.
Yeah.
And look at the class in which we display, because us being the mothers and fathers of the earth, we don't rejoice in any loss of innocent life, especially kids. We don't rejoice. You don't hear us we never talk about rejoicing in what happened to them kids up there. What was that? Stony Brook.
Yeah, but you know what, LVZ, they make mockery of our deaths. They did it with Trayvon, with that Trayvoning where white guys lay on the ground with iced tea and some Skittles.
Yeah.
You know, they did it with George Floyd. After George Floyd died, how many white guys got on the ground and put their knee on each other laughing? Y'all make mockery of our deaths.
That's true.
You do it all the time. Don't y'all?
You know what?
Y'all
and
do
what
it.
it is,
Latinos, y'all do the shit too.
Yeah, and what it is they think that they are in, and they think, and I'm speaking of these others, or I call them the enemy supporters. You think that they just hate us. They don't like your ass either. And I have seen other races of people get treated worse than a stepchild by the enemy and stuff. And our folks understand pain and tragedy, and we are the first that'll be praying for y'all and all that type of stuff. We the first. You don't hear them white folks running out there doing that.
And I got one more group. A lot of you black foreigners, you're another one. You always think you're above things happening to you. You're above things happening to your kids. But see, y'all will sit back and laugh until one of you, like a couple of these Africans, then got caught up out here with the cops and ended up dead. And then all of a sudden, you all teary-eyed and, oh, I can't believe I moved here from such and such. See, when you come to America, you're one big old black person. It doesn't matter where you came from.
It sure don't. You know, it's like remember I was telling y'all a while back, there was a brother in college, and in one of his classes, an African dude, it was in his class, and he never spoke to him. And later on throughout school, he got in some trouble with some white folks. So he gonna come to him and pretty much demand of him to get him out of that situation. And he said, motherfucker, you never even spoke to me. He said, you're supposed to help me. No, we're not helping your ass. You on your own. You let your white daddy help you. Let your white daddy help you. You got your nose up his ass, but then when you get a nigga moment, then you want to come to us. So they know exactly what they doing.
Well, you know what else, Queen? I'm glad you said that. Another thing, it's amazing when the immigrants are out there marching. How many times do you look up and you see a sign with them referencing Dr. Martin Luther King?
Sign referencing, brother. They got
or even white people
on it. I was about to say they got a big ass picture. Oh no! Look, before it be, you Akata, you just don't want to work hard. You don't work hard. You don't go.
Africans are on that mess too.
I go to school, you nigga. You don't want to go to school. You don't want to learn. There, that is why the white man shoot you. Then when the white man shoot them, we'll say, "Oh, well, Martin Luther King, Jesse Jackson. We need the FBA. Oh, we are all brothers. Why do they treat us?"
And let me tell you something. If your ass is out here speaking Spanish, that right there tells you you've been conquered. Okay, you're conquered people too. So I don't know what some of y'all be putting your nose up in the air about. Your asses are conquered too.
Yeah. You know, I wanted to add one more thing. You know, up here in the Bay Area, they try to keep it hush hush, but for many, many years, and it's happening as I speak, in the Asian communities, they have been getting robbed disproportionately, because it is a known fact that a lot of them don't like using banks. And it's their own. They got Asian gangs that are coming for the older folks and doing home invasions, robbing their businesses and everything. And I heard somebody, I don't know what channel I was on the other day, said that they finally had to admit that the bulk of the crime is happening. It's their own. It's like in any other community, but you wanted to try to make it a big factor when Rona hit, that we were disproportionately going out here attacking y'all and whipping on your ass, and it's your own. It was happening way before COVID. I just wanted to put that out there.
Right, and then they just said some Asian boy band about to go talk. First of all, I don't want to hear shit about no Asian crime. It was an Asian man that shot that. That's not Asian hate. It's not Asian hate when another that's what about Asian on Asian crime? No, now they get go up there. How I do it? They hit. No. I want to hear that shit. Just because we said we don't want no more motherfucking little man. Oh, that is Asian hate. No, it's not Asian hate.
Oh man. Eric Tinsley, thank you so much for the super chat. Israel for Israel. Thank you so much. But no, that's all I wanted to say, because a lot of these people will come and you don't have no problem judging the Black community. But when we got something to say about you, then it's some big issue. So all I got to say, if you got an issue with what I said, then you just gonna have that issue, because I'm not taking nothing back.
Yeah, well, y'all not here today. Y'all not here for this. You're not here for this smoke.
Right. And that is true, open-minded truth. They did literally pull their own kids out of the school and stop the other people from going there.
Right. Right. And see that, but see, that's the typical American cop. They look out for themselves. They are not about no serve and protect. When they get on these here streets, they are all about self. Tell it like it is. Thank you so much for the super chat. You said they make mockery of our deaths. Yes, they do. They always mock our deaths. That's why when they come out on the media saying, oh, don't talk bad about so-and-so that just died. No, y'all talk bad about us all day long.
All the damn time.
You talk bad about us, dead or alive. And you're very open about talking about our dead. You're very open about it. You don't even try to hide it.
Lisa, remember the police made a song about killing Michael Brown.
And how many memes have the cops been caught putting up on social media about one of our people that died? They do it all the time.
Motherfucker just got fired for mocking. A white dude just got fired for mocking black people getting killed in Buffalo. Talk about clean up on aisle 7. No, I mean 9. No, I mean 12.
I remember. I saw that. And let me just finish reading it. They make mockery of our deaths and the deaths of our children, but the same thing that makes you laugh will make you cry. Amen. Beautiful. We don't rejoice in other people's suffering because we understand. We understand, but we also need to tell them when these circumstances happen, remind them of how ignorant they are when something happens to us and they want to go all public or all over social media to say something. But then, because white people are notorious for this, but when something happened to one of them, we all supposed to go silent and not say nothing. Get the hell out of here. No, you don't get to make that request.
I just stepped away to go check my TV. And as I speak on CNN, in Texas, the NRA is having their convention despite the massacre. That is how they titled it.
Do you remember?
And you see white folks.
Right. Do you remember Beto O'Rourke disrupted the governor in Texas? That's why he was interrupting it. He said that governor is very lackadaisical on gun laws. He has allowed all kinds of mess to go on in Texas, and he called him out for that. He said, these people are dead and you already having some gun convention here. And everybody was like, oh, you just trying to get publicity. You trying to do this. And I said, no, actually, he's making a very good point.
So they showing how much they give a damn about little Mexican kids getting shot up. And as I speak, they're exercising their unquote rights and showing their true ass nature that they don't give a fuck. Ain't nothing going to change at all. You better take care of your immediate situation. Amen. I say this often.
Thank you. And yes, see, the reason why, and LVZ and I had talked about this before, the reason why you see only one group, and that's the white community, always harping on guns. Ladies and gentlemen, that's because that's the reason why they have stayed on top and have kept this world hijacked under these weapons. So without the weapon, they know they can't keep you in this state. So they will sacrifice their kids, their mama, their father, everybody, just as long as they can hang on to that gun. They don't care who they got to sacrifice.
And something else I've been saying, because I repeat myself a lot. I've been saying for the longest as I had this my channel, I said to the enemy, lay your swords down and start evenly with my kings and see who gains speed quickly.
They won't do it, Queen.
They won't do it.
They already know they're gonna lose.
They can't even go man to man, hand to hand with our men. What they do, they come at them in threes. So that got to tell you how strong our men.
And not only that, many of our men, the ones that are out here boxing, and even don't be fooled by our brothers that are not boxing. Many of them got boxing skills too. Okay, don't be fooled because they're not in the ring. These brothers got some mad fighting skills. They may not be in the ring professionally, but they still got it.
They will put hands and feet and knees and elbows on your dumb ass. You better.
You know something? I'm glad that you mentioned that, Lisa. You know something that I've noticed? I have seen a video where we didn't whoop the enemy's ass. And something that I keep catching. It's amazing what a black man and a black woman can do under 30 seconds. Just start paying attention to them videos, how quick we can tear up some ass. I said, damn, that's a common denominator that I keep seeing, because I'll just count like within those 30 seconds.
You're right. LVZ, you know this. This is, you know why our men can beat up in 30 seconds? It's a lot of times our brothers had fathers that would push them around and toughen them up at a very young age. My father did that with my brother. And they
make you stronger at an early age.
So by the time they get on these streets and they got to fight, they got some mad skills.
Mm-hmm.
It make you stronger
from their fathers.
Yeah, it make you stronger at an early age, because you got to deal with man's strength, and he ain't gonna play with you. He gonna mess you up a little bit to show, hey, look, you gonna have to try harder. And motherfucker ain't gonna play with you. They gonna get, look, you saw what Brendan Langley just did to that white boy, flip him all over the furniture with them two straight right hands.
Yeah. At the airport, that happened here in New Jersey.
Right. I'm about to say, welcome to New Jersey, Peckerwood. Flip that Peckerwood. But this the thing. When a motherfucker hits you, knock you out, flip you over furniture, split your eye, and you get up and turn the wrong way, why are you going back for more? You don't want no more.
But see,
leave that man alone. He didn't look. You should have shook his hand and said, "Sir, thank you for flying with United." That's what you should have told.
Right. But you know what, LVZ? Here's the difference. Black men that got sons will do that. They'll push them boys around and toughen them up. Right.
Yeah.
A white man is just going to sit and tell his son how to be a racist, and nothing can touch you because you're white. So they don't have no fighting skills. That's why
one more thing you forgot, though.
That's the one
thing. It's only one thing you forgot. You know what
brother?
He gonna take them to the shooting range.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. See, that's the difference. Our men get that hand-to-hand combat training at home. Mm-hmm. And the white man is already propped up telling their sons they're the best thing since apple pie.
Yeah. And then when they get
worry about nothing, I'll get you a gun.
Yeah, and then when they get a reality check in the streets of America, then the motherfucker want to go get a gun and go shoot people because their father never told them about that we don't sit idly by and let you talk crazy to us, put hands on us or anything. I didn't see sis. I seen, and I mean a bunch of y'all seen this. Remember, there was a video out many years ago. This little boy called this little black girl a nigger, and she slapped the piss out of him. And there was some little kids.
Yeah, I remember.
Well, understand.
Yeah, but you know what? Nowadays, now we talk about the fathers toughen up the sons. They're doing that with the daughters. Go out on YouTube. Go out on YouTube and look at how many 5- and 6-year-old little black girls know how to box. See, these girls too now.
I'm about to say, girls don't throw that wild overhand stuff in our neighborhood. They throw straight shots.
That's right. You better.
And nowadays, just go online and look at how many black little girls and their fathers, and she got on boxing gloves. There's a lot of them, and they're teaching their little girls how to box out in these streets.
I was one of them. I would beat your ass.
And I love seeing that. I love to see the fathers taking the time and not just ignore the daughters, but educate and train their daughters on how to fight too.
Well, we heard Brother L talking about that when you did the Bible study, where he said he's training his daughter as well as his son.
Right, that's what you got to do today. You really got to do that today.
And I didn't heard some brothers say, "Shit, some of these black women hitting kind of hard. She hurt me. Shit, she ain't playing."
One time there was a fight that broke out in high school. And it was two black girls, and the brothers got up to try to separate them. And one brother was like, "Damn, I can hardly hang on to her. These women are strong. Black women are really strong." I mean, I'm not just saying that.
Yeah,
black women are really strong. Sometimes it's even a struggle for men to pull two black women apart when they are fighting. And that is real. That is real. Because I mean, I've heard that from more than one brother too. It's like, some of y'all, I can hardly hang on and keep you separated because the women are just so strong. And we really are. You gotta be. Look at the environment we're all growing up in and living in. You gotta learn how to defend yourself.
Well, she's not a little cousin anymore. She's grown and have children and stuff. But I have a cousin that her name was known in West Oakland for whooping ass. She was a very attractive girl. You mess with her, she would tear your ass up and stuff. You better leave us alone. We know we under attack.
Well, yeah, but see, what they don't realize is now that we got these up and coming white supremacists coming into the hood. You saw LVZ. Did you see that one that went into Harlem with the syringes?
No, he went to Harlem with syringes.
Listen. Some white supremacists had a bag full of hypothermic needles, and he went into Harlem and said he was going to inject as many black people as he could. Now, they never said what was in the needle. Don't know if it was fentanyl or HIV. It was something in them needles that he wanted to run around. He thought he was going to actually run around on the streets and inject a bunch of black people, but they took him down.
Wow.
So he didn't even get one person. When they saw what was going on, the brothers up there in Harlem, they gang rushed them. They took him down. And then the police showed up after that. So he didn't even get to jab one person.
They know what time it is in our community, and we watching.
So all they're going to do is put us on higher alert. That's all they're doing.
We watching the cops too come to the community. I remember I seen some footage years ago on Superboy's channel up there in Chicago where the cops was peeping through windows and stuff. And they was like,
"Yeah, remember that?
Yeah."
And they couldn't take this.
They said it was cyanide. Wait. They said Drusilla. They said it was cyanide in the needles.
Damn.
He was trying to kill niggas.
But that's what he wanted to do. But see, his dumbass went in the middle of Harlem. And where he were, it was all black people, but it was a lot of black men on the street, and they were able to, take them down.
Yeah, don't think our folks ain't watching these streets.
Yeah, I'm about to say, just walking up trying to inject black men with hypodermic needles, we'll get your ass whooped. And look, he ain't that smart. Don't he know how many people scared of the jab? He better walk around with the needles. I knew they was gonna do it. I knew LVZ was wrong. They gonna get us. I'm gonna kill this copy. Come to find out it wasn't that type of jab.
Yeah, but you know what? They gonna mess with us one too many times. They really are. And and they can't always believe that if I'm gonna go in Harlem and I have these needles with cyanide and I'm gonna jab as many black people. He didn't even get to one black person, y'all.
Well, you know how I look at it, Lisa, when you constantly put a person in a state of fear, you're really putting yourself in danger. It's like caging an animal. That animal is watching your movements in the cage, and they're paying attention to it. and you open that damn cage, they coming up out of that sucker, and you're gonna come out wounded.
Well, look at how many white people try to handle animals and they end up getting killed by that very same animal. You know, sooner or later, something is going to snap.
Yeah, because they manhandle them and treat them terribly.
But Lisa, that's because they always trying to ride some shit. Riding dolphin. The dolphin beat their ass to death.
They want to lay up and have sex with them. I heard.
Well, yeah, they did with dolphins. Do you know that?
Yes, I remember.
They used to go to you know, where they have dolphins in captivity and they're jumping the big pool with them. Well, they were actually having sex with the dolphins.
And sometimes them animals will go off and kill them. Why are they killing them? What are they doing to them?
Right.
That animal got a damn brain. That animal can feel. That animal can think.
Remember that white woman that tried to live in the hills and the mountains with them gorillas, and they was babies at first. Then one day they realized, man, this ain't no gorilla. I'm gonna beat this white woman.
Wow.
Yeah,
wow.
I remember that.
I didn't see them LVZ where they'll have a monkey in the bed with their children. Had a monkey in a diaper and everything. Do you know when that monkey get full grown? Do you know a monkey as strong as 3 men?
And then it ripped the motherfucker's face off.
Well, but look at monkeys. When you look at their arms are all built out because that's all they do is climbing trees and hanging and all that stuff. Yeah, they're naturally built strong.
I seen a lot of
that one of my subscribers wrote something that is very true. He said, Drusilla said, they basically forcing us into war. Yeah, but you know what it is, Drusilla? They want to make it look like we jumped the war off first. They want the war, but they don't want it to look like they started it. That's what they're trying to do. And you wrote, they want to wake the beast. They don't even know what we capable of. You're right. And hell, we barely know what we capable of. We are unpredictable when it comes to ours. You're right about that.
Well, I want to back that up.
You're right.
I'm gonna go by what Winnie Mandela said. She said, "Do you want to wake this up? Do you really want to wake this up?"
But see what? But you know what? Winnie Mandela was really the gangster between her and Nelson.
That's right.
A lot of people don't realize Winnie was actually jailed more than Nelson Mandela. She was jailed multiple times, and she was tortured when these white folks had her hosed up in prison. So she was straight up gangster. That woman was real gangster right there.
Another thing they need to know about Sister Winnie. Dr. Khaled loved her and hated Nelson Mandela. He said Nelson Mandela was weak and Winnie should have been the one to lead us. So y'all just go look up Sister Winnie. Sister Winnie wasn't about that old bullshit. She was about putting foot to ass.
Yeah, because she had to deal with so much, and then she had people infiltrating and everything. They were criticizing her because she had protection. What was she supposed to do? Rock around lackadaisical, and they constantly sending people in, infiltrating. Well, I mean, if you read the level of abuse this woman went through, it was horrific.
They don't like us protecting ourselves, even here in America. They don't like they want you to just be out here and be a sitting duck. They don't like that. If we all come together and protect one, or if that black person got a weapon, they don't like that. In their minds, you know, the slave ain't supposed to protect themselves. What's going on here? They don't like that. But we ain't concerned about what they don't like. Yeah, well, you know, so that's all. We wanted to, you know, I wanted to come together and talk about these police officers, but don't just limit it to the Uvalde police. This is nationwide. This is what cops are like nationwide. But this is really America's fault. The policing situation in America is really their fault. You encourage your cops to kill, especially us. And see, this is what happens when they think they're untouchable. And this is why they wanted qualified immunity. You know, people in the community wanted that to go away because these cops are too empowered. And number two, no other nation got their cops out here untouchable except for here in America. You know, you come to America and become a cop, you know, and don't be shocked if a couple of months or a year from now, a cop will stop you and they'll have a Ukrainian accent. How much you want to bet they're gonna let these Nazis come over here and be cops?
Yeah, because they already giving them positions.
You watch, they gonna have them on the street, and next thing you know, some dude with some effed up accent is gonna be stopping you and asking you questions.
Ain't that a bitch?
You know? See, it don't bother America to bring these people over knowing they got a Nazi background. Oh, this fits right in with America.
Nigger, what are you doing here? Let me see your license to the jurisdiction. You're not
they know
choking. Where's the gun? Oh, I'm sorry.
Right,
it was a soda.
Right, LVZ, they'll be like, nigga, where are you going, nigga? And they'll be like, what the hell? Where are you from?
You see what they're doing to them Africans over there. You know?
You don't belong around. You don't belong here, Vladimir. Fuck here.
Daily Reed, thank you so much for the super chat. Great presentation as usual. Thank you very much. No, but you know, unfortunately, when the next shooting happened, watch how quick and aggressive the cop is. And it's only because they know the person can't shoot them back. But when somebody's in a position where they can kill them, they gonna wait. They gonna wait for backup. Oh, well, they were there, but they didn't make it in the supermarket fast enough. You know, you can't keep listening to these stories about the cops' performance and not think, well, what the hell is going on with the police? If they were close by when that grocery store was being shot up, why was that guy able to stay in there that length of time and nobody went in there? You know, but see, this is, just notice the pattern of them failing to go in a building or in a place that's being shot up by one of these domestic terrorists. They always fail to go in there. But if it's a black man with a shopping cart, the store called the cop, I think he shoplifted. Yeah. They'll come up there, 20 cars will come up there.
That's ridiculous.
In body armor.
Yeah, yeah, they'll have on their riot gear and everything.
Oh yeah, they ready to exercise their training and everything then, you know.
Yeah, well, look, we even saw that in the insurrection. Those cops didn't arrest hardly nobody, right? The arrest that did happen, the majority of those arrests happened after the insurrection when them people left. But you let BLM or somebody go out in the street because George Floyd was killed, they'd be arresting them by the dozens at a time. You know,
they bringing the National Guard. They got tanks out there. They bringing in killer robot dogs. They bringing everything in for us.
Yeah, yeah. Ain't that something?
I remember I had did a story about some homeless women that had took over a house in Oakland, and it was just some women and children in the house. They had one of those vehicles with the battering ram on it, and all of, I'm like, damn, you got to do all of that to get them women and children out of
why don't they show up at these stores? They could have ran through the front entrance and go in there after the guy if you got a battering ram on your vehicle, right?
Well, Lisa, remember when they shot up the Mexicans down there in Texas, and who was running in there? Black police officers. Black men were running in the store doing that damn job.
That was the El Paso shooting. Yeah, that was the El Paso shooting up at that Walmart.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember
that's who
that.
got his ass down too.
Yeah,
So
sure
look,
was.
look at this.
That body armor on though.
Like Lisa said though, True Wrong. Think about this. If they so fucking scared, why don't give them the Michael Johnson treatment? Send in a robot. They sent it in for us. Send it in for them.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
If you so damn scared, look, they were scared like bitches. What they do? They sent in a robot to blow his ass up by himself, one man. Well, there you go. Send in a robot, blow up a motherfucker that just killed 19 kids. If you so scared.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Yeah, it even made me think about that guy. What was his name? Was it Christopher Darwin? I think in L.A.
For Darwin, they was talking about him.
I was talking about him earlier.
They were so scared.
Mm-hmm. But they you know what? You know what they was worried about with him? They was worried about what was coming out of his mouth. Because when I got a hold of that manifesto, he was telling the gospel.
Yeah, they were scared about that, but he had military skill too. That's why he was able to take so many of them out before they even got to him. And that scared the hell out of them.
Remember, they was pissing and shitting on this.
Yeah, they
was crying and pissing and shitting on themselves.
Yeah, his military abilities also scared them too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it did.
Thank you, Ann, for the super sticker.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I remember that that brother that escaped years ago out of the courtroom and got away. And first, when he got away, he happened to go to a house of a retired pig. Well, this pig wanted to take him down. He took him out, and he had that military training.
Mm-hmm.
And that stuff frightens them. You know, they know they cowards.
No, yeah, that's why when Christopher Dorner was out there, I said, "Good, let them feel that fear." The same fear they put on other people. Let them feel it every now and then.
Well, you know what he did was, whoever his partner was, because I did some.
Yeah, I remember what happened. Yeah, I remember that whole story because I watched that thing from start to finish. I did. It really captivated me.
But it was such a coward. This cop beats the dog shit out of a handicapped person.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember. Yeah,
and then he reported it, and then next thing they know, they making his life a living hell. So
that's what they always do. You think about it. Even if you report racism on your job, they're going to turn on you. The person that's causing the racism, they're not going to do nothing to them. Mm-hmm. They do that all the time. Mm-hmm. But look, y'all.
If you really look at it.
But it's going to continue to get bad. Mm-hmm. It really is. I wish I could say it'll get better, but
it ain't gonna change. The gun laws ain't gonna change. They was talking. They were talking about Cruz was trying to make it like the Democratic Party was holding up stuff, and they clearly said on CNN, no, it's the Republican Party that's holding up stuff. But the Democrats and the Republicans are all full of shit.
Yeah, they're both full of crap. Mm-hmm. But you know what, y'all? It's going to progressively get worse. The reason why it's getting worse is because these things have happened multiple times in America, and America never comes back with a strong action against this stuff. All they're going to do is babble about it a little. You may hear some politicians get up and talk and say a few things, and then we move on. That's the way it always been.
To the next mass shooting.
Yeah. They don't take no hard stand. That's one thing about these folks. Look, they captured a country in violence, right? So by default, it's going to always be violent. Mm-hmm. They're not going to fix violence because they don't think that's very important.
Exactly.
That's why we have never seen them fix it all this time, because
they don't know
it ain't that important to lose a few people here and there. That's how they think.
Yeah, and that's what these people are going to find out once all the rhetoric died down. As time go on, it's going to get more and more silent in their community, and they're going to realize, oh, we're not getting any help. They don't care about your children. They're not going to help. They don't give a damn about them.
That's why they're not securing these buildings like they should. They've never cared about your children.
And they already demonstrating as I speak. They said they having that damn NRA convention. Fuck all of y'all.
Yeah, and they will. And if you remember, they had one right after Columbine. If y'all remember that. I think like a week later, they had a big NRA convention right after Columbine. These folks don't care. And see, you can't have uncare entities running things. And then when things like this happen, you think those very same people are going to do something about it. They're not. They're not. They just look at it, oh, well, we got a few casualties, and they move on. Nothing is going to come from your politicians.
And then another thing that they'll do at these gun stores, at these gun stores, a lot of these gun stores won't sell us guns, but they'll sell them guns. And I think they said this dude, I think he bought like over 380 rounds of bullets or some craziness like that. But there have been stories I have read where they will not sell us guns. But I have read other articles that Black women are buying guns more than ever to protect the immediate situation.
In fact, they said during the lockdown, the gun sales in the Black community went through the charts. People in the Black community seized that opportunity to arm themselves. You know, so many of us are getting armed, but the bottom line is, y'all, just understand you got the most uncaring, unconcerned people in this country running things. And they just use the media to make it look like there's a softer side. Oh, they are concerned. And, you know, when we talk about these things, and the media is there to put up the smoke screen about the whole thing. But the reality is these folks aren't interested in protecting you. They're not interested in protecting your children. They're not interested in keeping you safe. They're not concerned about none of them things.
And you know, another thing, that dude that did that killing, he had got on social media and said what he was going to do. And that's another thing. A lot of them get on there and say what they're going to do. And they ain't at their house in 5 minutes. They ain't at their house in 5 minutes.
Yeah, the one in Buffalo had a whole manifesto out there. You know, but again, you know, but if a Black guy gets on there and say F the police, they're going to be at his door. Okay, but somebody that got a manifesto out there, they'll leave them alone.
Yeah, because they want to make a name.
You know, but this is just the way it is, y'all. These folks, just understand, if they were really caring people and loving people, they would not have had anybody in captivity. Okay, so that act alone should tell you, you got the most uncaring people running everything. You got the most uncaring politicians. You got the most uncaring teachers. Whatever profession they don't care about anybody other than themselves. That's why there'll be more mass shootings, more of them babbling about it, but little to nothing will be done. Look, what did they say? The NRA paid Mitch McConnell $12 million. $12 million. Go look up the story. And that's why Mitch McConnell, every time a gun law comes in his face, he always rejects it. Because they done paid him off. $12 million the NRA gave to Mitch McConnell. That's why every time a gun law or even something for us, you got somebody like him right there to block it. See, they already paid off people within the among the politicians. That's why nothing is ever going to get done. Just understand, you got to do what you got to do to protect yourself. This system is not going to do it for you. They're not going to ever do it. And they have showed you this time and time again. Absolutely. They're not going to, they don't care.
Not at all. Lisa, I have to stop.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No problem. But Lisa, you can call me, because what I have to do, I can still talk to you once you get off. All right.
Okay. All right, y'all.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye. All right, we're going to conclude soon, but just know they don't care. This is why if we're going to do anything for ourselves, we got to look out for self, because nobody in the system got our back. All right. They just don't. So I hope everybody will do the right thing by your children. And I pray that you all stay safe, because this is a tough world to live in. It is. America has always been a violent place. I remember these folks used to run around talking about black people are violent, but look at their track record. Don't ever let these people get in your face and rant about us being violent. And this place has been violent since they stepped their foot on the soil and took it over. It's been pure hell ever since. They have never made America safe. You hijacked it and kept the violence going, but you never made it safe. So y'all take care, and I'm going to go ahead and conclude. Thank you so much for being here. I enjoy having these live streams, and we'll definitely do it all over again at another time. Shalom, family.